because the link that I sent out won't work. But this is the only way I could get on. I have no idea what happened. I went through 3 browsers, and it's telling me I need to connect to my streaming software. So that hasn't happened before. So I'll just do it on my phone. But for some reason on my phone, I couldn't connect to the original stream that I had set up for the thing. So this was a colossal failure, and we have nobody watching. So I may just terminate it and try to figure out what happened and start a new one maybe next week. Oh boy. We'll take a couple minutes because I want to go over a few things that I had set up, and I'll talk about a few things. It's still loading here. And then I'll figure out what's going on. Normally this doesn't happen. Firefox usually worked, and then if Firefox didn't work, Chrome would work. So my apologies to everybody for the technical issues. I'll figure that out and we'll get it going. So the first thing, and you're welcome to ask me questions anytime as we go once you get on. I think they'll scroll up right here. Hi. It might be hard for me to answer you back on my phone, but I'll answer you verbally. So if you have any questions as we talk or what I'm talking about, let me know, and we'll talk about your questions. But I have a few things I want to talk about first, and then we'll get going. We had a couple good videos released over the last month or so. We did our wet shot series. And so we started with the tee shot, then we went to the pop shot, and then we just released the screw shot. Let me grab my water polo ball. My nice signed water polo ball I got from the last group I coached. So we'll use this in case I need it. And then I'll answer your questions real quick. So first we did the tee shot, where you hold the ball here and you come up with that and you pop it off your hand. Then we did the pop shot, where you come underneath, pop the ball up, meet the ball in front, and shoot it. And then we did the screw shot just recently, where you come underneath, screw the ball up, and you push it forward and shoot it. Those are all off the water shots, meaning in front of you with a defender behind you. So shooting the ball in front of you, not bringing the ball back. All right, so we got a question. I'll answer your question, then I'll keep going and talk on the pop shots. From Erdem, I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'd like to know where you're from. I'd love to know where everybody's from. Is it bad to shoot from a distance while your coach gets mad even if you score? That is awesome. Okay, a couple things here. Your coach is probably thinking that's not a good shot. So even if a shot goes in, if it's not a good shot, the coach is thinking down the road. He may not be thinking this game. It may be a summer league game. I don't know what game it was in. But coaches are always trying to get better for the games that are the most important at the highest level. So you may score the ball, you may make the right play, but a coach could be really ticked off. Conversely, you may make a great play, you may make the absolute right move, and you may not score at all, and the coach may be thrilled because the process was correct, and he sees the process going, and he understands that over time, you'll get success with that. It so much depends on the team that you're playing. And you can get away with so much garbage if you're not playing a great team. So, like, for example, if my team was playing a weak team, and one of my players made a bad pass across cage, they trapped the ball, went in the water, and then they picked it up and then scored the ball, I would not be happy about that goal. I would be really irritated because you need to catch and shoot that. Because at the higher levels, you're not going to be able to trap the ball down into the water, pick it up, and shoot it. The defense is going to cover up on that. So a good shot is a good shot, and a bad shot is a bad shot, whether it goes in or not. It's better that it goes in, But if he has a reason why that's a bad shot, if there was a better shot available, I would listen to that. Like when you shot that ball, Erdem, U16 Netherlands First Division. Ooh, Netherlands. When you shot that ball, was it early in the shot clock? Or was it late in the shot clock? If it's late in the shot clock, then and nothing's going on, maybe it's not a bad shot. But if it's early in the shot clock, your coach is not going to want you to shoot way far out, even if you make it. So I hope that helps answer the question. From Netherlands. Oh, we got 9 people on now. Come on, 9. Let's go. Ask me a question. What's going on in your water polo world? While I'm waiting for my next question, my team isn't great, so I take risks by swimming myself or shoot from distance, but most of the time it's a success. That's a tricky one, since your team's not good. If you're developing as a young player, you want to play the right way. You don't want to pick up bad habits, even if you're on a bad team. So I think, without being there and not seeing it, I think your coach is trying to give you good habits. One of the things I see, like for example, with the NBA, I watch professional basketball, is I see some of these great players and they lack certain fundamental skills. And I think had their coach not allowed them to coast off their talent, they were probably the best player on their team, like you are, their whole life. And their coach probably allowed them to just do whatever because they were so tall, they were so big, they were so talented that they had success. But it was at the expense of quality fundamentals, so that when they get to the pro level, they're not nearly the player they should be, right? Are you going to be the player you should be by shooting those long shots? Probably not. Because then when you play on a good team, you're going to have these bad habits. So develop as much as you can the best habits, even while you're on this team that you say is not that good. What's a way to play smarter and utilize energy so that I get less tired during the time I'm in the game? From HB Showtime. Well, let me ask you a question, Showtime. Does your team have subs? Or are you have a thin bench? Do you have a thin bench so that you're playing too much? On my college team, at my junior and senior year, mostly my senior year, we had a little bit of a thin bench. So the starters had to play extra minutes. And when you do that, you kind of have to pace yourself. At least I did. That was just the reality. So, and it's not ideal. You don't want to have to pace yourself in water polo. I did, to make it to the end. In the first and second quarter, maybe I wouldn't counterattack quite as hard as I should have. So there's little things you can do to get through if you don't have the luxury of being subbed out. My situation is my coach doesn't sub that much because I usually finish quarters in the game. Well, you got 2 choices. You can talk to your coach and say, look, I can't do maximum 100% effort when I'm playing this many minutes. So ask your coach, like, I'm going to, if you play me these minutes, I'm going to need to pace myself to finish the game. Is that what you want? Or do you want me to go all out and maybe sub me a little bit more? To me, that's your choice. I would talk to the coach. See kind of like what you guys want. If you have subs and they're good, I would use them. Let's see, how else could you... There's no easy way to save energy. I used the example of the counterattack. You have to play defense. And offense, you have to do your job. it's a tough situation to be in. I would talk to your coach. Sometimes kids are afraid to, I don't know how old you are, Showtime, but sometimes kids are afraid to talk to their coach. Do it. Don't do it on the deck when the coach is distracted. That's not going to work. You have to find a time where he's in his office and he has time to just sit and talk. You got to find the right time when you need to talk to your coach about something. The wrong time can make all the difference in getting what you want and even him listening to you. All right, ask me questions, guys. I got 13 people on. Ask me some questions. What's going on in your games? Are people grabbing on you? Are you effective? Are you doing your job? Are you able to get your passes off? How are you shooting? Are you a threat on offense? And then we're going to talk some motion things that you can do in a little bit. But I want to finish while I'm waiting for my next question. I want to finish talking about our wet shots because I want to go. I want to answer a question that was asked to me a week or two ago. With the new rules, everybody knows the new rules. So if I'm closest to the goal and my defender's behind me, so the goal's in front of me and my defense is behind me, if I pick that ball up to shoot, the new rules say if this defender hits my arm, anything other than the ball, that's going to be a 5-meter penalty shot. So the defense has to make a clean play on the ball. So the question was, with the new rules, why do you need wet shots? Because you could just bring the ball back and draw that 5-meter. And I had two responses to this. One, I never want to bring the ball back when my defender's behind me because it opens me up to getting really hurt with my shoulder. If they grab my arm or pull me back, this is a very delicate place to be in as a player. If you get yanked back from this position, you can really get a shoulder injury from that. So I wouldn't want to open myself up to that and allow the defender to do that to me. Number two, a good defender, if I bring it back, can make a clean play on that ball. I don't want to give them that opportunity either if I bring it back. So the off the water shot is still valid, even though the new rules make it harder for the defender to make a play on that ball, or make it harder for the defender to make a play without drawing that 5-meter penalty shot. All right, talk to your coach. Good, sophomore playing JV. I'm just trying to prepare for next year. Yeah, talk to your coach. If he has subs, I would just go 100% maximum intensity and then give him one of these when you need a break. You're welcome. Suborbital Sciences. Hi, how you doing, Suborbital? I like these names. Lalapum. I'm for the Netherlands. Wait, are you telling me we got 10 people on right now and 2 of them are from the Netherlands? Where? That's unbelievable. I'm supposed to play higher than I'm supposed to be, and I talked to my coaches. They said if I play good, if I come to train, he would take me. My team is bad. I'm afraid he won't accept me. I'm not sure I understand your question. Why won't he accept you? What does it have to do with your team? If he's just bringing you up, doesn't it just have to do with you? Hey, Hank. One from Spain. Yes. I like this. We're in the United States. I'm speaking English. I got 2 from the Netherlands and 1 from Spain. Hey. Who else we got? Does that mean 6 from the U.S. or we have more international people? So Lalapum, just explain to me a little bit more your situation. What exactly is your question, and how does the team being bad affect you being moved up if your skills are on point? So just clarify that for me, and then I'll answer your question. And while I'm waiting for my next question, first of all, hello. I love my Spanish watchers. Oh, all right. Let's do this. What are some set techniques once you get the ball in set? I saw your videos on preparation, but not once you get the ball. Okay, those are coming. In fact, I have a video on backhands coming out soon. So that's one. I need to release layout, sweep shot, and strong side. So those are coming. So you'll have one coming, the backhand. That's something you can do. And then I'm doing, this is going to be in later, I'm doing a hooks and turns series coming up. And that you can do in 2 meters after you step out too. You can do, you see a lot of 2 meter players do a strong side turn, step out and shoot, or reverse turn, step out and shoot. So basically, once you get the ball, you've got to go into your shot. And you can't dilly-dally with the ball. You got to just go into it, and you have to commit to a shot and take it, and you have to use your instincts based on where the defense is on what type of shot to take. So you step out, defenders coming around this way, maybe strong side turns, and then give them like a shot there. Maybe there's crashers coming in, so you step out and get a backhand because the backhand is faster than a layout. A layout requires more space to step out. So depending on how much space you have will determine the shot that you take, and depending on what side the defense is on will determine what shot you take. So look for that backhand video, and then once I get the other ones out, it'll be more clear which shots you can do. And then Jay Adev, also look for the hooks and turns series coming out soon. So the backhand and the hooks and turns series will get you started like halfway there. I take risky plays, which are not really allowed, but if I don't take risky chances, I won't make a difference. Either I play safely and I don't really stick it out, or I play risky and stick it out. It totally depends on the risk reward. If it's a risky play with a low reward, it's not worth it. If it's a risky play with a high reward, it might be worth it, depending on the situation, depending on the score, depending on the team that you're playing. So I'd have to know the situation. I'm a lefty. Hello, lefty. We lefties have to stick together. And I play weak wing number 5. Do you have any ideas or tips for what I should do to try to create movement on offense instead of just staying in that position? Yes, I do. Yeah, Showtime. You're going to like them. Crunch more when I shoot. Okay, so first we'll talk about the 5 position, and then we'll talk about crunching when we shoot. And by the way, let me know if you can't see my board. I think you can, but if you can't see my board, let me know. I can do this a little bit. Push it a little bit like this. There. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. The question is, I'm a lefty, so most lefties play this 5 position over here. But everything I say for the 5 position also applies to the 1 position, which would be where a right-hander would play. I mean, right-handers play anywhere because there's so many of them. But the same situation for right-hander on the 1 is over here for the lefty at the 5. So right-handers can listen to everything I'm saying too. So I'll just give you a couple things to think about. One of the main roles of lefties is as a facilitator, passer, assist guy. And the reason is very simple, because you got right-handers on this side. Right, so for example, that's why it's so important to have a lefty on the man up, because you have right-handed players all over the place, right? And then as a lefty, this guy can go here, 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 and none of these guys are catching cross face. They're all catching here to catch and shoot, which is way easier. And then when you throw back to the 5, this guy doesn't have to catch cross face. He's catching it as a lefty. So it's a huge disadvantage when you have to catch cross face and come and go through to the shot. Not to mention, you have a better shooting angle over here. All right? So the lefty, then also, this position on the 5 is really important for getting the ball into 2 meters. Really important. So as a lefty on the 5, you need to get really good at passing the ball into 2 meters. That means you need to be a great pressure passer. Watch my video on on pressure passing, how to pass with the defender on you. Watch split egg beater, so you're in the right position. And like the other one, really look out for my hooks and turns series that's coming out. So hooks and turns, it's a lot. It's so much information that I had to make, like, I don't know, it's like 5 or 6 different videos on it. And we start step 1. I made a decision. I'm like, I'm not gonna try to do just one video that's like 4 minutes and try to cram everything about hooks and turns in it. I was like, I can't do that. It's a process to do it right. So I built it up step by step for you guys. So if you follow it, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know how many videos can be, like 5 or 6. If you follow it, it will work for you. Look out for that, because part of pressure passing is the video I already have, the up and in, and then step out and pass. But part of it is learning how to hook and turn. You have to know both, okay? And as that 5 player or the 1, right, we need to be able to feed 2 meters. And we need to be able to feed 2 meters at the exact moment they need the ball. So that means you can't get the ball every time and put it in the water and draw a foul and then look up to where you're at. That's terrible. Why is it terrible? Because this guy may need the ball right then. Think about how dangerous you'll be as this 5 player or this 1. If you can pass the ball into 2 meters the exact moment the 2 meter player needs it, he'll get ejections more. He'll get shots off more. But if you get the ball and every time draw a foul, 1 second, 2 seconds, pick the ball up now. And then what happens often on this 5? You tell me. If you get fouled, this guy drops back. So now we got more time off the clock. So you have to be able to get the ball and make a play with it without drawing a foul. Well, you know what would help with that, now that I think about it? Moving on your legs. So, and this is the last thing I'll say, because there's tons of stuff. I mean, we could go off, but I don't want to give you too much and confuse this thing. I'm going to give you one more thing. So let's say the ball's coming from this flat right here, the 4, down to the 5, right? If you step out to the ball and travel on your legs, then oftentimes you can step out, travel, and put that ball in one motion, right when you need to do it. But if you wait for the ball to get to you and you don't move and you stay here, now your defender is right on you. Now it's hard to make that pass into 2 meters. So I have a video on moving on your legs. I think that's what it's called. Watch that and practice traveling on your legs. So add it as part of your warm-up, where you just go down the pool. I used to work on this. If any of my Shaquatics kids are on here, you'll know this. You take the ball and then you just go down the pool with your egg beater on your legs and you just travel fast, 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 fast. And then you travel this way, fast, 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 fast. So watch that video and then get moving on your legs so that you can travel with the ball and pass around your defender when you need to. So that's just a couple things to think about at the 5 and the 1. Pressure passing, moving on your legs, and getting that ball into 2 meters right away. All right, crunch. Okay, 12 car. Let me ask you a question. Have you watched my isolations video? If on passing isolations. Because on passing isolations, I go through the wrist isolation, I go through over the top, I go through a shoulder isolation, and I go through a crunch isolation. So to crunch more on your shot, and crunch means come forward on your shot from the abdominals, I would work on that crunch isolation. And you can do it when you pass. So you just come up here and then your power for the pass just comes 100% when you're doing isolation from the crunch. And you just crunch forward and the ball comes off your hand from your crunch. And then doing that isolation will get that into your shot. I really need how to look and hook and turn. Do you have It's coming out soon. So it's done. I shot it. The Hook and Turn series. Coach Brittany and I are actually right now, we're in the process of writing our first book. It's a children's book, kids maybe 7 to 15. So I say children and young adults, on how to lose the right way. And so she's a little distracted. She's illustrating it. I've written it, and we're really excited about it. It's gonna be it's looking really good, really good. I can't wait to show it to you guys. But so she has to just edit those videos, and she's going to, and then so they'll be coming out over the next month or two, the Hooks and Turns series. So I hope that helps. So let me see. Okay, I scrolled. All right, bro, can we play 4C24 together? I don't know what that means. I don't know what 4C FC24 together. I don't know what that means. I'm not hip enough. All right, so let's see. The question, is it bad to make tricks to get over your opponent? Again, a lalapum, it sounds like make tricks to get over your opponent. It sounds like you're playing against really beginner type players, maybe that aren't that great. So any tricks you do that work with players that aren't that great, they don't work when you get against good competition. I don't like anything that doesn't work against good competition. I just don't think it's worthwhile. If there's a trick that works against somebody, like flipping the ball over their head or something, the normal water polo stuff will work against them as well, the basics. So I like to play the right way no matter what, no matter who I'm playing. What does walk it in mean? Oh, okay, so that's a great one. In fact, you gave me a great idea. Let's go walk it in. Okay, I'll do that for my terminology series. So what does walk it in mean? You're at the 5, okay, and your coach is yelling you walk it in. My guess is that your defender has sloughed off you, meaning they moved back to guard 2 meters, to double 2 meters. So there's space. Otherwise, he wouldn't have you walking in. What that means is move in, be a threat as a shooter, and pump fake and advance and be a threat. And if the defense doesn't come to you, you got to light it up. If the defense comes to you, drop it into 2 meters. Now, here's what you got to do with the 5, though. Who was that? That was suborbital, right? Here's what's key. So let's say you're at the wing, like you said, you're at the 5, but it could be for the 1 too. Your coach is yelling, you walk it in. You don't just go straight in like this, because then you have a bad angle shot. You walk it in and you curl in as you walk it in. So you're shooting here rather than here. See the difference? So you come in on your angle as you move towards the goal. Now you've got your angle instead of these angles. Very important, suborbital, to rock in and not go straight down on that line when you come in. So you got to be a threat. You got to make the goalie think you're going to shoot. And then if the defense doesn't come to you, you got to light it up. Don't let them disrespect you. Every time I try to step out or create separation at 2 meters, it seems like the defender just hangs onto my shoulder and comes with me on my way and is right there when I try to shoot. Okay, so vitriols, great, right? Vitriols, great question. And maybe I should do, so I got to take notes. Walk it in and then defenders holding you, because I could do a video on this too. Let me take a note. I don't forget this. So walk it in and defender hold shoulder on step out. Okay, so here's what you got to do. Once the defense is holding you in 2 meters, it becomes less about getting out to the ball and more about showing the hold. Because you can't do both. If you try to go out, and they're holding you, the hold's going to remain underwater because you're going out. So as soon as you feel that hold on your shoulder, it's less about out and more about up. For example, I'm pushing back into my man. Ball comes in. I step out. Okay? He's holding my shoulder right here. So now I'm not going to worry about going out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show the referee. I'm going to lift up out of the water and take him with me. He's going to do one of two things. He's going to be holding me, in which case that's going to be an ejection. Or he's going to let go, in which case I'll go get the ball. So show the hold up. The other thing you can do is go out and come back, which makes it look like he's pulling you. You're accentuating the hold, which causes the referee to make a call. Okay, so those are my two recommendations. So you go out, come back. Even if he doesn't pull you back, you just go out and back. Because he's holding you. So you want to show that. That's going to show that when you come out and back. If his hands are down and you come out and back, you got a good chance of getting that call. Or you're trying to step out, he's grabbing you, up. You just show it. Try that. Let me know how that goes. Okay. Also, good question, by the way. I'm gonna do a video on both of those things. Also, during our Wednesday game, let's see. Oh, that's funny. What is the definition? Namita, you're gonna need to retype that for me. I don't know what that means. Walk it in. Oh, you mean the definition of walk it in? Yeah, that's what the definition of walk it in means. But I just went over that, so you can look at that. You can go back, I think, on this video and watch that. You want to go in, be a threat, move in towards the goal. The defense has backed off you, and you need to attack. So that's what you do when you walk it in. You're welcome. How to increase the aim. Strider 820. Hello, how you doing? I'm assuming increase aim for your shooting. I like the wrist for accuracy. So I like to focus on the wrist when I'm working on my aim. I would recommend just two quick things. When you're working on your aim, dial back the intensity of the shot. So go, instead of 100% shot, do an 80% shot. And snap the wrist right to the target and just work your accuracy. So get up and snap to that upper corner. 80%. So take a little bit back. Get your aim going and then ratchet back up the heat. How to defend. How to defend what? 2-3. I was around the 2-3. The defender had dropped off to set and was shot blocking. Okay, so let's go. Let's see. Can you please explain how to get better at stepping out in 2 meters and how to practice controlling the ball better to turn and be able to score? Yeah, so I would recommend, 12 car, I have a video on stepping out in 2 meters. I would recommend 2 of them. I have preparation, which talks about holding the guy first and the turn and seal, because you need to get a good seal on your man. Preparation is everything in 2 meters. That's why I started with those videos. And then I have a video on the step out, which talks about shooting your hip out, turning the shoulder, right? Throwing the shoulder back and going out. So I would recommend watching both of those. The preparation one, where you hang 2 hands on and you turn and seal, and then the step out. Don't just focus on the step out, because the preparation one comes before that. So that's really important too. Jaina, hi. Are you playing high school water polo? It's good to see you. Jana was one of my former players in California. Good to hear from you, Jana. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know how you're doing. I want to know if you're in high school. How's it going? How are your teammates? Are they nice to you? They better be nice to you. Tell them Coach David said to be nice to you. I moved to Sweden looking for a pool and ended up finding a job as a water polo coach. Okay, tips for beginner water polo coaches. Yes, I do. And my first tip has nothing to do with water polo. You have to set the tone and expectation for your players and your parents right at the beginning, or you will run into problems. So I did a video on first things coaches should say. I don't remember the name of it, but you should be able to find it. It's on. I have a playlist, I think, that's for coaches, and it details what you should say to your team on your first practice, your expectations. Coach says, student does. Respect, good teasing, all that stuff. And what you're doing is, so I recommend as a coach, you want to get ahead of everything. You don't want to put out fires when they happen. You want to get ahead of the fires. So you do that with the parents too. You need to have a parent code of conduct. I recommend you tell the parents there's absolutely no coaching of the kids during practice. Otherwise, you will have parents trying to coach their kids during practice, and it's a very awkward situation. It's a terrible situation for the kids and for you. So you need a parent code of conduct where you set the rules for the parents, and you need to set the rules for the kids right at the beginning. That's the biggest thing for new coaches. All right, so let's take a look. What do I think of Netherlands water polo? You know what? I don't have a strong opinion on Netherlands water polo, so I'm not going to comment on it. I just don't have enough. I could do some research, get back to you. Thank you. More. Wow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Pranav. I hope I pronounced your name right. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I'm glad I could help. I just started coaching and my team struggles heavily with press defense. What are some ways to help them on offense? Oh, struggles to handle the press defense. That's what I'm assuming. Will, that's what you're saying. Your team, when they get pressed, they struggle. They struggle to move the ball. That's a lot. So, Will, you're gonna need to watch my moving the ball series. So, I think it's called initiating the drive. That's one, and then you have the V release and the chop stroke release. So you got to teach your team how to initiate their drive, and then you got to teach them a release move. Pick one. My initial preference is the chop stroke release. I think that's the most effective. And then you have to do a drill where they do chop stroke releases in a circle, and you just have to stink and do it, like for an hour. Sorry, it's brutal. But you have to drill it and drill it and drill it and drill it. They will get good at it. You could watch my pressure passing. They need to know pressure passing too. There's a lot that goes on to handling press defense. They need to learn how to pressure pass. They need a release move. And then practice. Thomas Penoyer from, wait a minute, Sammamish. Right, Thomas? How you doing, man? Thomas had an issue with his coach he was dealing with. Inappropriate coaching. How'd that go, Thomas? You let me know. Like I said earlier, sometimes we're afraid as young kids to talk to the athletic director or head coach or something, and I don't think you should be. As long as you do it in the right setting and with respect. You know, if there's a coach that's being disrespectful or being rude or being inappropriate, then why can't you go to the AD and say, hello, you know, this is what's happening in practice and I don't like it. I want to make you aware of that. It's good for you. It's tough. I'm not going to say it's easy, but, you know, that's life. Sorry if I skipped your question. I'm trying to get to all of them. Not high school yet. So let's see. Playing. Oh, you're playing at Highland. Okay, how's Highland going? You started as a goalie. Oh, you're sweet. I miss you guys too. Wow, you're playing goalie. Okay, well, let's talk goalie basics. First of all, Jana, you need to watch everybody. You need to watch my interview with Weinberg, the starting U.S. goalie at the Olympics. He's incredible. You need to watch it. He talks about mental focus. So Jana, my thing for you is, and goalie especially, because goalie is such a mental position. You need to be mentally tough. You need to be able to let go when a goal is scored on you and move on to the next one. This is good for everybody. He called it, and you'll see in the video, he said it's wasted focus. If you're thinking on a play that happened before, you're wasting focus. You only have so much focus. We know this. And if you're thinking about something that happened 5 minutes ago, it's wasted focus. This is his words, and it's wonderful. I agree with that. You have to be able to learn from it and move on. So my first recommendation for goalies and for everybody is develop that mental toughness where you can move on and not beat yourself up over past mistakes or goals that were scored or whatever. Legs. I mean, you can't be a good goalie without legs. So you got to work your legs. You got to get strong. You need to be able to be up and then make a play once you're up. That takes incredible amount of leg strength. I mean, you got to be able to elevate up and then pop from the elevated position, right? You've got to have singular focus on the ball. You've got to have amazing timing. You got to work on your timing, right? You go up before the ball's shot, you're toast, right? And then we talked about basic goalie work, right? You come up, flat hands, block the ball down. If you can get two hands on the ball, you get the two hands on the ball. Never catch the ball. Block it. I don't care how slow the ball's going. Block it down. If you can get two hands, two hands. If not, you get one hand. Ask your coach if he can use throw small balls at you, because blocking small balls will help you block bigger balls. That's a fun drill. That's my recommendation. Just a couple things for goalie. Becca is on here too, but can't comment. Oh, she can't comment? That's okay, Becca. I couldn't even get my stream to work. I had this great link. It's ridiculous. I was so frustrated. I had to just do it on my phone. Natasha, hi. Thank you for coming on. It's good to see you. Good to talk to you at least. How you doing, Natasha? Where are you? Are you at Highland? Are you in high school? The other thing too, Jana, I need to do some videos on goalie work. So I'll try to get on that. What are some good things to do in the gym? Okay. Boho. What the heck is boho? I don't know what boho is, Natasha. Help me out. Oh, Vita's here? No way. Vita is not here. Vita, are you here but you can't comment? She can't comment, Natasha? I got Natasha, Vita, and Jana. I only have one thing. Where are all the boys? Sad. Sad commentary. You guys were always the best anyway. No, at my water polo. I don't know what that means. Oh, Vita's at your water polo. Okay, well, tell her she should have been here. Please pass that along. Okay, so let me answer the question before I forget. Gym. Okay, and this is good for the girls, not so that you're on too, but boys too. But I see less of those girls. So with the gym, a couple things. You can lift every once in a while to see what your maximum is, just for fun. But for water polo players, we need stamina with our lifting. So nothing under 10 reps. I like to do 12. So if you're doing bench press, nothing under 10 reps. You should do 3 sets of 10 minimum. And every once in a while, you should just do burnout sets where if you're in bench press, you should do 20, 30, 40, and 50. We need muscles that can work over long periods of time. Okay, we're water polo players. Right? Does you no good to just be completely yoked, but like doing 3 reps. It's not going to help you. So everything, a lot of reps. I like doing circuit training. I always liked that when I did water polo. And then I would do rotator cuff exercises. I need to do a video on this. So you can do like circles with your arm back this way, really light weights, 1, 2, 3 pounds. You can do the thing where you lie on the bench and you come up like this, right? You should do that. And you just want to burn, just get a nice little burn in your shoulder. That'll protect your rotator cuff muscles so that you don't get that injury. So yeah, that's my recommendation on lifting. Don't go super heavy. We don't need to do super heavy squats. I had a girl that I coached. She was at Redlands, great water polo player, and her career was cut short because she was squat pressing like 400 pounds or something, or 300 pounds, and she hurt herself. She fell and the weights fell on her and she hurt her back. Okay, squat pressing 300 pounds is not going to help you with water polo. I'm sorry, or it's going to have minimal effectiveness. You don't need to do that. Okay, you're going to more likely to blow your knees out than to help you with water polo. Okay, so I'm doing the live chats. I'm trying to do them at a regular time so you guys can set them. I'm trying to do them the first Saturday of the month, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 Mountain. 10 Pacific, 11. The first Saturday of every month. That's what I'm trying to do. So you guys can set your calendar, and I'll be trying to do it. And I'm going to try to figure out what the heck was wrong with my thing so I can do it on my computer. Okay, how should we train to get our legs stronger? I mean, there's hundreds of things you can do. We used to do the Sparklets bottles, right? I'm sure you've seen those. Those are fun, but they're extremely painful. So you fill up a Sparklets bottle, and then you lift it over your head, and it drains, and you hold it up until you drain it. You're not going to be able to do the whole Sparklets bottle when you start, so you fill it up a quarter of the way. Sorry, and then just build. That's a fun one. That'd be my first one that comes to mind. Brea Olinda 14U. How's Brea Olinda going, Natasha? Are they good? Your coach is good? Are they teaching you stuff? Let me know. All right, so let me tell you while I'm waiting for the next question, then if we don't have any more questions, we can sign off for today, because my goal is to do about 45 minutes. And we're already at 47 minutes, people. But your guys' questions are so good. So, a lot of swimming, yeah. I have a book coming out that I'm excited about. Look out for that. We're going to have a whole series. The first one's on how to lose, and it's taking shape. So I'm really excited about that. We have our hooks and turns series coming out soon. So look for that. I know we talked about hooks and turns. It's like 5 or 6 videos. There's a lot in there. It's very good. And I want to mention, too, if you haven't watched it, I would recommend you watch my Cupido video. I was lucky enough to be able to interview Luca Capito from the men's team. By the way, I messaged tons of girls on the women's team, and because I wanted to interview one of the girls on the women's team, and nobody got back to me. But I got 2 starters on the men's team that won bronze. I just thought that was interesting. Would love to interview one of the girls. Why are they being so standoffish? I don't know. A lot of swimming. How much swimming? How hard should a swim set be at the varsity level? I think 100 freestyles, 200 freestyles, that's the sweet spot for water polo. You got to be able to swim. You need that stamina as hard as you can take. Now, so the key, and I'll say this, maybe I'll end on this. The key is to have a team that fires each other up and that stays like positive, and then you can end up having some fun with a swim set if everyone's into it. If everyone in the leadership on the team approaches a swim set like, oh God, here's a swim set, then it stinks. But if if you guys get up for it and you fire each other up and you're cheering each other on during the swim set, then it's manageable. You can do it. You just get through it and get to the scrimmage at the end of practice. Let's see. All the starters are very talented. Any tips on improving in practice games with not as much playing time as the starters? Oh, how do you improve if you're not getting playing time? Well, okay. So first of all, you want to get more playing time. When you do scrimmages in your practice, you need to shut down one of the starters. You need to defend them and shut them down. That will get you playing time if you can do that. It's not always available to do that. Maybe they're really good, but if you can, that will get you playing time. That the coach will be like, "Oh, okay, interesting." So I would focus in on the defense to get more playing time. Focus in on shutting down one of the starters. And you just have to do the best that you can. You have to make every moment count in the scrimmages in practice because you're not getting time in the games. Maybe, I know the summer's already over, but that's what summer's for, so that you should have been going. I hope you did, to all the summer league games that you could. The league games, we used to have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night league games and games on the weekends. Oftentimes there's so many games that you'll get as much playing time as you want. So if you didn't do that and that's available to you, I would take advantage of that next year. Once the season starts, obviously this is going to shorten down. If it's varsity and you're not getting any time, maybe you ask the coach if you can just play JV, sit on the bench for varsity, and if you don't get in, like, tell your coach, look, don't put me in for 1 minute garbage time. If you're not going to put me in, just leave me out and I'll play the JV game. I would do that. I don't have any thoughts on Greece. I have to take a look at their game. I'm not off the top of my head. I don't have specific thoughts on Greece at this year's Olympics. The quality of the games in total, I thought, was excellent. I did find one thing of interest during the Olympic Games. I thought the 6-meter rule was pretty much irrelevant. I've never liked that rule. But the fact that it's kind of relegated to 5 seconds left in the shot clock, it's not a big part of the game anymore because teams are clued in on it. Everybody knows when you're trying to draw the foul outside of 6. So everybody knows how to kind of get your hands up and not let them get that foul. The goalie knows it's coming. There's no surprises anymore. It's not a big deal. It's not a game changer, which is fine. So I thought that was interesting. Do you have any advice on leadership during games and practices? Yeah, I do. Oh, you have a game on the 13th, Natasha. Okay, cool. Good luck. Let me know how that goes. Message me on one of my videos. Let me know how it goes. Okay, any advice on leadership, and then we'll and this will be our last question. I'm assuming you're an upperclassman. Look, there's 2 types of leadership. You can lead by example, and you can lead vocally. Ideally, you do both. So some people don't like to yell and talk a lot, so that's fine. So you do it by your example. If you're one of the better players on the team, the leadership most likely falls to you. That's how it works normally. So you get to practice early. Because leadership doesn't start in the games. Leadership starts in practice. So you get there a little bit early. You're prepared. You work hard. You respect the coach. You listen to the coach. You fire up your teammates. You're there for your teammates. You back your teammates up. If you have a criticism or a concern with your teammates, I recommend you do it on a group level. So as a leader, especially in high school, you don't say, Tom, you gotta make better passes. Get in the huddle with everybody and say, look, guys, we got to make better passes. Our passing stinks right now. We got to make better passes. And then you take it to everybody instead of singling out one person. Let the coach single out one person, right? As a leader, if you want to say something critical, take it to the whole team. Just makes it better. Remember, you're his teammate. You're not trying to single them out, make them feel bad, and isolate them, embarrass them in front of the whole team. That's not good. And then I would recommend 95% of your leadership be positive. Let's go, guys. Come on. We're not playing tough. Let's go. Let's get better. Let's get the ball into 2 meters. Do what we need to do. Fire everybody up. If somebody makes a good pass, let them know about it. Nice pass. Right? You notice something, you get into the huddle. Guys, they're not guarding me. They're not guarding this guy at the 3. Right? They're dropping off of 2. Get the ball to 2. Let him walk it in so he can shoot it. That's leadership. And then make sure you learn the terminology so that you can communicate in the game. Because you need leadership in the pool. You need communication in the pool. Balance out, guys. Down the line. Sets this side. Right? Defense. Man up. What are you running in the man up? You get to 2. I go 6. That kind of stuff. Communicate. Learn the terminology. Do you notice on all those terminology things I did, you notice how concise they are? You don't want long. Guys, we need to get around and go to the thing. You need to go over here. No, it's not. That's too many words. You got to isolate it down to 1 or 2 words. Right? Balance out. Defense. So those are my little recommendations for leadership. Hope that helps. Bethany. Oh, Bethany, are you talking to Natasha on my live stream? You guys aren't allowed to talk to each other. You have to go through me. No, you're welcome, HB. And maybe I should write that down. Maybe do a little bit of a leadership thing. You guys gave me some good ideas. Maybe a little bit of a leadership. I can get into that more. All right, guys, look out for the hooks and turns video. Watch the Weinberg, the Capito interviews. I know they're long, but I did tag them in the middle with, the bullet points. So if you want to skip ahead to something that interests you, that's on there too. So to Bethany, Jana, Natasha, my old players, it was really cool to talk to you. Tell anybody else from Shaquatics to cruise on. I'd love to chat with them. So first Saturday of every month, we'll just talk polo, and I'll talk about the videos that have been coming out. This has been a pleasure. I was going to do 45 minutes, but you guys were so great. We did 57. If you have questions or you want me to do a video, just message me on YouTube, and I'll do the best that I can. Thank you, guys. We really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Bye. Now I got to see how you're supposed to turn this off. Without